Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
This is for anybody who is a published author of a nonfiction book. I'm talking about a traditional book, one that you hold and you can easily read. Do you have an audiobook? If your answer is no, I don't have an audiobook. I've never done that. Didn't even think it was that important. It is truly a missed opportunity for you as an author. And we're going to talk about that today with somebody that can help you record your own audiobook very easily, coach you right through it. It's super simple. He's amazing at this. He takes care of literally, I don't like to use the word literally everything. And he's with us today. Robert Lane from Robert Lane Coaching joins us on the program. Welcome back, Robert. How you doing?
Doing well, Steve. Thank you. Missed opportunities. Boy, that's something that I think we all experience at some point in our lives, where there's an opportunity to grasp, and we let it go.
Yeah.
And there's a variety of reasons why people do that, and this really does apply to authors who have a great published nonfiction book, yet they don't take their book to the next level. And that is a missed opportunity. There are a variety of reasons why that is a missed opportunity, if you really think about it. Matter of fact, when I published my book called Lights Action You, one of the chapters in here is called Blinders Are for Horses. Mm-hmm. And that chapter is about missed opportunities, because in the book, the experience that I share is when I was working in the entertainment industry. One of my jobs in that 30-plus year career was working at 20th Century Fox in Los Angeles on the studio lot as project manager for their features division. And again, I looked at it, of course, as a corporate job, just like any other job. And it is, because you're working for a big corporation. But, there are other things, obviously, working on a studio lot of a major, production studio like Fox. You get to, see things and do things that most people may not even have that opportunity. So, that's something that I've been very grateful and appreciative of having that experience. So the story that I share in the book was a missed opportunity. It was back when Bohemian Rhapsody was going to be released, because that was a Fox movie.
Sure.
I was at work, and again, in very much work mode, very busy, deadlines to hit. Again, there's that corporate job thing, which we all experience. Mm-hmm. And, again, wearing my work blinders, just focused on that. So I was walking out of my building. This other person was walking in. I kind of looked at him. He smiled at me. I smiled at him, and just kept going. I was in work mode. And the thought that went through my head was, it's probably somebody famous, and just kept walking. Because you do see celebrities, and I'm actually kind of bad about recognizing people. But so moving forward, later on in the day, they were having some kind of party or something that was between buildings. They kind of blocked it off, and then they're doing some fancy thing. Well, I was walking through it, I saw that same guy and other people there, not really thinking much of it. That following Monday, this was on a Friday, just looking through my Instagram, and I'm a big Queen fan, have been since I was a kid, and I follow Brian May. Well, I see a post of Brian May on the Fox lot in one of the carts, somebody driving him around the studio lot, parks behind my building and gets out. Because next to our building was a screening theater. So they had a screening of Bohemian Rhapsody, I think it was like a week before it was officially released, and a little after party. So the guy that walked by me was Brian May, my guitar hero. And it didn't click in my brain. It didn't click. And, we have this policy, or the studio has a policy, people are there to work, you don't get all, starstruck, leave them alone, let them do their thing. You working there, they're working there, they're doing their job. So, however, it was Brian May. So I would have talked to him, taken a selfie, done anything I can. I couldn't.
Yep.
I was so crushed. What a missed opportunity because I had those work blinders on.
I don't want to. I don't want to add to the insult to the injury, but aside from the fact of even getting just to say hi to him and just internally, wow, I just said hi to Brian May. How cool. Been following him for years, just accomplished guitarist. You never know that the energy, and I believe everything is energy, we're all energy. There might have been a very positive exchange of energy where a conversation may have begun, where you may have formed a instant relationship. He might have detected that you're not like starstruck crazy fan, you're a regular dude, and there might have been some synergy where you continue to connect with him and then maybe did work with him or whatever it might be. You don't know. And that's a missed opportunity. You just don't know. I don't mean to throw the salt into the wound, but I get it. And quite honestly, like I used to interview people all the time and people say, yeah, you got a picture of that? I never took a single picture of anybody I ever talked with. It's celebrity interview, whatever. Now I look back and like, why didn't you do that? Because I didn't want to like be pushy and it's like, I don't need to get pictures. But now looking back, it's like, damn, the only one I have is Sting. And that was good. And that was a bucket list. But I never did. And you never know, what could even form if you continue a conversation with them. They're just regular people. But back to the original thought here, missed opportunity. And
I do have more salt to put in the wound because when I walked through that after party, everybody was there. Brian May, Roger Taylor, all the actors from Bohemian Rhapsody. I mean, Adam Lambert could have been there for all I know.
Yeah.
It's like, and I walked right through them. And I was so with my stupid work blinders that I missed that opportunity.
Yeah.
And so the lesson here is for you nonfiction authors who don't have an audiobook, take off your blinders and narrate your own audiobook because that is a missed opportunity. And here are some reasons why. First, accessibility, expanding your audience. Right. So, and we talked about this before, Steve, about people who are visually impaired or have reading disabilities. That is a whole audience that you are missing out on if you don't have your book as an audiobook.
Yep.
And you don't want to exclude people from discovering you as the author, because remember, you are the author. That's your brand, So have your story not only in an ebook and paperback and hardcover, but as an audiobook that you narrate, that you tell it, you speak it. So you don't want to alienate a potential audience. Obviously, expanded reach. Again, audiobooks are growing and expanding. They have been for the last several years. Audiobook sales have surpassed ebook sales, and the market just continues to grow. You can really gain a worldwide audience if you decide to, distribute your audiobook in various places. And then here's another thing that some people may not even think about, and it's like language learning, right? What if somebody gets your book as an audiobook and maybe they're learning the English language, but they're interested in what you have to say or maybe you're a coach, what you have to teach, or maybe you're a poet, you have this great poetry and someone who may not have a firm grasp on the English language is learning the language, they can listen to your audiobook, learn pronunciations properly, and improve their comprehension of a to them a foreign language. And of course it could work vice versa as well with people who have audiobooks in other languages. It's just another way of being able to hear it and absorb it and hear things phonetically and hear things how they're pronounced properly.
Sure.
It's also a learning tool. So that's something
I want to jump based on your situation, Brian May. You never know who is listening. You never know who may stumble upon your book. It could be somebody, not even just a celebrity, somebody who's influential that could take your authorship to another level just because they were exposed to the audiobook. you never know. It's opening up another chance of exposure for you. I just want to throw
Right.
that in there because based on your situation there, you never know.
That's a great point. You really don't know who is listening to your audiobook. What if you did this fantastic book and then you turn into an audiobook that you narrated and somebody, from a big corporation, maybe, let's say, here's your audiobook and they're like, wow, this is something that we'd love to have you as the author be a keynote speaker for Microsoft or some
Right.
huge company. It can happen. And guess what? You are now going to be paid a lot of money to be a keynote speaker at a big corporation. And what a great thing to have on your author resume. So
Yep.
it opens up these doors.
Yep. There could be a chapter in your book that inspires somebody, like you just said, that has the connections, and they want to take that chapter and blow it up and offer it as a, again, hypothetical here. Let's say you're a life coach, whatever it might be. You might have an idea and
Yeah,
a concept, and they're like, wow, that does make a lot of sense. Let's use that person. But you're delivering it in your words. They're hearing your voice. That's what we're talking about here in terms of creating the
that's right.
audiobook.
That's right. And that is the important key, is to have you as the author narrate your own audiobook. Someone can listen to your audiobook, and if you have another narrator, maybe they like their voice, or maybe their delivery is not, maybe it isn't the way that they would like it. Maybe someone who is looking for a keynote speaker won't hire you because it's not your voice. It's somebody else. So again, having an audiobook that you narrate in your own voice is crucial, because you are putting your unique stamp on that you've already put in the written word, that now people can listen. Because again, and we've said this a million times, but it is so true, only you can speak your book and tell your story the way you meant it to be heard, because it's your story, it's your author brand. Again, this is your brand. This is what makes you you. This is what makes you so unique. And you want to preserve that. You want to preserve the integrity of your style that you have in written word as an audiobook with you narrating it. And again, you can do it. You can do it. So don't think you can't, because you absolutely can.
And we'll get to a little bit more of that in just a moment, of how this all works and how easy it is. How about some other missed opportunities, Robert, for somebody that may not do an audiobook?
Well, one of the more obvious ones is increased sales and revenue. Absolutely. So not only is the audiobook another format for people to have a choice when they discover your book. They go to Amazon and they say, oh, well, are you on Audible? Oh, you are. Hey, look at that. There's an audiobook there. Oh, great. So, you have an ebook, an audiobook, a paperback, maybe even have hardcover. You're giving your potential reader / listener options to choose from, and pick their favorite options from your book. So you're increasing sales. And again, a lot of people buy the audiobook in addition to the paperback or ebook, because they like to read along and listen at the same time. A lot of people put it like 1.5 times faster, but they're still reading as well. And it's just an extra way for people to enjoy your book. So having options will increase sales, will increase revenue. And again, it does open up opportunities like speaking engagements. And it does, even if it's not a big corporation, you can still use your audiobook and say, hey, yeah, this is what I sound like. Here's a sample, and I can talk about, and you can list whatever, again, like you mentioned, Steve, pull a chapter out of your book. And that can be your keynote speech. In my book, Lights Action, I have 14 chapters in here, and I guarantee you every chapter I can turn it into a keynote speech, because every chapter is tied in to a coaching lesson. When I was focusing on doing career coaching, that's what this book is about. It takes my experiences of working in the business, and every story is tied into a lesson, practical things that you can do to improve your life, your work-life balance, all that stuff, so missed opportunities. I could do a whole keynote speech on
Wow.
things that you can do to not miss opportunities, or time management, or toxic work environments, or there's a variety of things. So you as an author, if you have different topics and subjects that you're dealing with and that you talk about in your book, man, what a great just plethora of information that you have that you can offer big businesses, small businesses, wherever, and be doing speaking engagements. And then you have something that you can actually show people. Yeah, this is what I sound like. This is how I speak. It's a great calling card.
What makes you radically different in terms of what you offer is that you, aside from working in the entertainment business, the technical aspect, all of that, fantastic.
Yeah.
There are other people that do that. However, you as a coach, a life coach, i.e. the book that you wrote right there, you blend the two together. You don't find that anywhere. I challenge anybody that helps record audiobooks that has a coaching background. Like, it's the perfect scenario for all of this. Nobody else does this. I'm sorry, go tell me. I'll put money on the counter. There's nobody else that does it the way you do it. Because you literally coach somebody through. This isn't just a do step 1 through 6 and you're good. No, you're working with somebody on all aspects of recording their audiobook, right?
That's right. The Your Book, Your Voice audiobook coaching program is a do it with you program. And the coaching aspect of it is a crucial part of the program. And you're right, Steve, there aren't any other companies who do what I do in the capacity that I do it. You can hire another company and have them do your audiobook. And if you want to narrate it, you got to go with their guidelines under their time frame. Maybe you have to use their studio. Maybe you have to, fly out to another part of the country to go to their studio on your dime and be pressured to try to do an audiobook. That's not the way to do it. The way to do it is to have a coach. That's why I do what I do. That's why I created this program. You're not just getting, video lessons to watch and then you're done. No, we have, calls. If you're doing the one-on-one coaching, you have one-on-one coaching on every aspect of the process. And it is a blend of the career and life coaching that I do. And I do combine that with being an audiobook coach because the mental aspect is so important. And having these other tools of career and life coaching does apply to doing your audiobook, because that's what separates a mediocre audiobook to one that's just fan-frickin-tastic, that's way up the charts, because I help you and teach you how to build confidence, how to love your voice, how to own your voice, how to be conversational, how to be authentic, how to keep your audience engaged from, opening credits to closing credits. That's all part of it, aside from, setting up your recording space and the other practical things that you need to do. And again, the program, I give you the equipment. It's yours. I send it to you. It's yours to keep. I teach you the fine art of voiceover and narration, from practical to the emotional side to the mental side. And I upload everything for you. We get you published on Audible, Amazon, and Apple Books. I call it the AAA because those are the 3 distribution platforms you definitely need to be on. You can be on others as well, but those 3 you have to be on, and that's what I focus on. So I upload the files for you after I take your files, edit them, make sure they're clean, make sure they sound good, make sure they are to the exact specifications for publication. So that's all part of the program. You get that all. So it removes the hassle, it removes the overwhelm, it removes the confusion, it removes all that stuff that may be a barrier stopping you from doing an audiobook. Let's just take that all away. Let me work with you and do all those behind the scenes things so that you can just focus on doing a great narration. And of course, as your coach, I will make sure your narration is great. And by the end of the 6-week program, you're published on those 3 platforms, and you have a great audiobook.
It's everything you
know,
need.
yeah, it's all
I'll say
there.
this. We're all a fan of YouTube. I call it YouTube University. This is not something that you're going to find on YouTube. Yes, you may find somebody telling you a couple little tips here and there, but unless you've done this before and you're confident and you've got it, and all you need is, let's say, somebody record it for you or help you set something up, you're not going to get what you're getting here. And I'm honestly, I'm not, this is not a salesy push or anything like that. I'm logical. That's how my brain is wired to be logical. If you wrote a book and you want to do an audiobook, you should be doing it yourself in your voice because nobody knows it better than you. There's really no other way to do it that makes sense, where somebody is going to show you how to set up the equipment, coach you right through it, give you the confidence you need, and then make the audio sound good, which is an art in itself, give you the equipment, and then upload it. You don't do anything. All you got to do literally is set a space aside in your home or office, whatever, and just read your book and take the tips that you have. That's it. And literally turnkey. That's all you got to do.
Right. And, again, you are so unique as an author, so you need to narrate your own book. It has to be in your own voice. It's, bottom line. And and I will be with you as your coach every step of the way, as your editor every step of the way. Everything is there provided for you, so you don't have to worry about that, and you will have a great audiobook. And we do talk about marketing. We talk about what are your goals. We talk about all these other things. Any other audio production company going to do that with you? No, they don't care. They just want to, get you in and out like your, fast food.
Book the session. That's it. I'm going to book the session, get it done, record it, and that's it. And we've talked before, and you can look back at previous podcasts or listen to them, that some people use, call it AI, where they press a button and it I love it. It auto cleans up the audio because you might have a little, pop of a P or certain background noise. It's not going to catch everything. Not like a human is going to. A human that has your back. That's also the key. You know what you're looking for, and you know that that person, the author, has a goal to sound fantastic, and they will.
Yeah, absolutely. And even the, I know some companies that do that have a program. Well, let me just run it through, but they're going to miss something. When I do my editing, I listen to every file that you send me from beginning to end in real time. And, I will spend on an average of 40 plus hours per book. And that's just editing, because I want your book to be top notch. And I'll remove things that bug me. Maybe nobody will hear it, but if I hear something that shouldn't be there, it's, I edit it out because I want your book to sound fantastic. So you have that, because you know what? I care. I care about your book.
That's the key. And somebody who's done audio all their life, I know what this is like. This it can't be done by anybody else. Auto program, nothing. It's not going to be the same. And don't you want the best? You spent all that time writing that book. Don't you want it to sound great when you finally do your audiobook? And by the way, the next book you write, the equipment is yours. The instruction is yours. I'm sure that somebody could hire you to help clean up the files and send them up, different situation because they've already taken the course with you and they've already, made the investment in the equipment and the whole package and all.
Sure.
How do we find you and start the process, or even just start the conversation for somebody to do an audiobook?
All right, the easiest thing to do is to go to robertlanecoaching.com. You'll see information about the program. There's some testimonials there. There's samples you can listen to. And the only action step you need to do, where it says, to schedule a call, book a call, is to do exactly that. You click on that button, it takes you to my calendar, book a call, because I want to talk with you one-on-one. You talk with me, not some weird other person, me. I'm your coach. Yep. We talk about your book. We figure out what your goals are. I tell you more about the program. If it resonates with you, we get you enrolled, and you're good to go. Just book the call. Simple thing. Free call, by the way.
Start the conversation. You might learn something. You will.
Yeah.
Robert, always great having you on. I'm going to digress for 5 seconds here. I know you're a Queen fan. I am as well. Have you ever seen the tribute band Killer Queen?
No, but at Fox they did have a tribute band when they were doing the whole Bohemian Rhapsody thing.
Okay.
And I forget their name.
If they ever roll through anywhere near where you are, whoa! I saw it 2 weeks ago and didn't know what to expect, and I just showed up. It's gonna be whatever tribute show, not a cover band, a full production. So much, in fact, when I did the research on it, usually I research it first, but I just figured I'd just go to the show. They've been around since 1995, which a couple of years after Freddie passed away. Spot on, unbelievable. Even Brian May looks like Brian May. It's wild.
That's fun.
Yeah, but if you ever get a chance, just sharing that with you. Thanks for sharing everything today about audiobook coaching and production, and appreciate it, and look forward next time we get together.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you again. Again, no more missed opportunities, you nonfiction authors. Let's get that audiobook done. RobertLaneCoaching.com. Book your call.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcasts on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned.
This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.